Greetings and salutations, lovely ones. Back again, trying to accomplish and take things one day at a time, make the best of what we are, who we are, and who we're meant to be in this moment. I have a very interesting thing that I've been dealing with and working with is surrendering to the moment and surrendering to what is. A lot of the time, we are not surrendering, and that's where the anger and the frustration and even the sadness and depression come in when we are not surrendering to what is. We have this thing that we do, the spin that we put on things in any regard, this energy that we put on things, when things don't match up to what we want, or when we put should statements onto things. This should be like that. This would have been like this if this hadn't been like that. And all of those things just sort of go against presence and go against love and ultimately love for yourself. So it's really important to surrender. When you feel yourself feeling these feelings that are not of love and are not of, joy and compassion and, generally feeling good, you have to question yourself, why? Why do I feel like this? What about this moment is, preventing me from allowing free flow and love into my life at this moment? Like, what about this moment right now do I disagree with? What about this moment, am I connecting with my past? Because a lot of the time too, like when we're not surrendering to the moment, we're basically sifting this present moment through what we've learned in the past, either it be by generalization or assuming that things will be the same, or assuming that things will be how they were before, as opposed to allowing the free flowingness in the moment. So for myself, when I'm realizing this, I personally feel like tight, and I describe the feeling as like I get so warm, like I'm almost catching on fire, like I feel I can sense this like this heat coming over me. And so lately I've been like asking myself, what is this about? Lamar, why are you feeling the heat? What's going on? Feel it, ride it out. Allowing yourself to view the emotions and not let the emotions consume you. And also reminding myself like, hey, the ego in those moments will run you rapid. You get involved in these things like I have to do this, I have to make a difference, I have to control the situation, I have to make a change in the situation, as opposed to allowing the moment to pass. Because there's so many moments, and they're always going to pass. Life is always changing, generally. So it's just important to see yourself as the seer and not get so closely connected to what these moments are. And put so much emotion into it. A lot of time we put so much emotion into situations, and it's unwarranted. It's not necessary. It's not moving you. So you have to ask yourself: are these feelings serving myself? Are these feelings, what frequency at this moment am I sending? You always want to think about, what am I sending out to the universe? Like, what type of brain power, what type of signals am I sending to the higher being? It's just important to keep that in mind. I tend to be a little long-winded, so I don't want to, get into all of that, but I really want to, of course, impress upon you guys what my experience has been, so hope that you can learn and grow from that and understand that, it's an everyday journey. It's not something that you reach and you sort of plateau and get to this point where everything is just like sunshine and bubblegum. That things do get progressively easier, and the more you align yourself with the frequency, the more you ask why I feel the way I feel. Is this valid? Is this something based on the past? The more you ask yourself these questions, the more closer you get to feeling the love and the freedom that's within. And this is all these things are ultimately about feeling the love that's within, staying present and feeling, staying in tune with what love is and what God is. I just want to live in that, and I want to help you guys experience that as well. Moving forward, I plan to do a lot with this channel. It's been just a little bit about myself. I've been actually planning to do this channel for a very, very, very long time. And you know, it's one of those things, we keep saying we're going to do it, but we need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. And you know, for the first time ever, I don't feel like I need to do anything. So we just going to check it out. We're going to make it happen, you know. And I kind of like to rap. I like the idea of like fashion, so you guys will see a lot of that. I will continue to share poetry with you all, because that's something that I've been working on, and I feel very inspired by that. And you know, just living in this creative state. Speaking of which, I have a poem that I wrote. It is called Mind Gaps. Let's see. And you guys have to forgive me, because my writing is, you know, depending on what I'm going through, my writing is, you know, just that. So this particular poem is called Mind Gaps. It goes as the following. So much space and no such thing as time. This is where I live, and the term we call being is mine. Nothing from the past or future can exist here. Looking closer, I can see my reflection, but only there's no mirror. I'm so intrigued and so moved by these moments, it's life's truest gift. The feeling can be described as you're leaving work, but can't recall a thing from your shift. Just knowing I have the power to separate myself from the physical reality helps me to transcend constantly into a new version of myself with no regard to physicality. No one seems to get it or even care to understand. It's hard to come by compassion, smiles, and embracing hands. It's so great you would think everyone would grasp hold, but lately I've been feeling like I'm the chosen one and only I fit the mold. So I guess I wrote this poem to hopefully encompass the joy that moves me, perhaps, but I realize that there's no way to describe it in words, because it's not so much a feeling, so much that it's a mind gap. And you know, I just smile because I'm sometimes very surprised about what comes out in words. You never really know until you try it and see what will come out. And it only will get better, and I continue to, you know, the four agreements say that we should try our best, we should be impeccable with our word, we should not assume, and we should not take things personal. And in all of those things, and try my best, you know, I can only expect for the best and expect for, you know, the universal oneness to become who I am. And of course, the journey is always to share that with you guys and uplift. And you know, the people always ask me how I'm doing, and I'm always like, you know, I'm doing amazing. And they're like, whoa, I want to feel like that. And it's just that simple. You know, I always tell them, like, the trick is to, you know, when someone asks you how you're feeling, despite how you may actually be feeling, say a word you wouldn't have used necessarily, like incredible, magnificent, extraordinary, one of those things. You know, your brain will follow suit, your feelings will follow suit. So, and then the trick I always tell them is to pass it on. You get what you give. So I'm not even sure if you guys can see me anymore at this point. The light has ultimately consumed me. Thank you. You guys have been live with Lamar. It's been great. Again, like, subscribe, and comment on my video. And you know, always looking for feedback as well as understanding in myself and topics moving forward. So peace, love, and light.